My main background is in new build property, so when given the title of disasters to go with this today, I thought, right, what's the worst thing I can think of that ever came? So this is mainly a horror story section, to be honest.
I'm talking, rather than the disasters at the end of a project, how to avoid them. And the most important thing you can do, in my opinion, beyond appointing good contractors to carry out the works, is having your good, clear, written contracts in place.
I'm here to discuss how to avoid insurance pitfalls when you can't avoid the disaster, because obviously it happens.
But unfortunately, the reason this particular development couldn't finish on time was because a wall blew over. Literally on the 9th floor, just surrounding walls, etc. And apparently the winds got a bit too high at that altitude in South London and it blew over.
Always try to reduce your contract to writing. There's not an assurance anymore that you won't end up in an adjudication, because adjudicators can go over all contracts as well now.
Most policies give you your standard cover. You've got your fire, theft, flood, subsidence. What's normally in the tick on add-on box is something called accidental damage. You might be surprised that it's probably the second most claimed under section of a policy after escape of water.
Use professionals, so use good architects, use good contractors. Don't try and cut corners because it will come back to bite you later.
Get the parties, if you can, to acknowledge what are the applicable terms and conditions, especially on the supply side, and really get signatures in place where you can.
Always insure for your worst case scenario. Know your policy wording, make sure you've got enough cover, know your tenants, deal with any claim as though you had to pay for it yourself, and keep clear records of everything you do.
No matter how much you plan, get a lawyer involved to have a look at it as soon as you can, because it wasn't until the Section 106 negotiations, when the lawyers had to get back involved, that it all suddenly got picked up and realised.
Be aware of your implied obligations. I don't think that it's all within the square four walls of the contract. It can certainly go outside, but I couldn't recommend highly enough the JCT contract.